My Spanish is gone. Oh no, wait. There it is. Hey everyone, Dana here. I started learning Spanish in school when I was about 11 years old, and I learned Spanish on and off in school for around the next 10 years. During that time, I also studied abroad in Spain. I didn't feel like I could speak Spanish totally fluently, but I definitely felt like I had a pretty solid grasp of the language at that point. Then I moved to Germany and I started taking German lessons. For a while, I had really high hopes that I would be able to kind of have both of those foreign languages accessible in my mind, Spanish and German. I hoped that I could be able to speak German and then speak Spanish and then go back to German. But I just found, as time went on, that was really hard for me to do. I know that there are people out there who can switch between multiple foreign languages. I have a friend who can speak 5 or 6 different foreign languages, one right after the other, no problem. I'm just like, wow, that is awesome. Up until now, it has felt to me like I have really been able to hold on to only one foreign language in my brain, having one foreign language accessible at a time. And when I first started learning German, and I really tried to actively keep up my Spanish language skills at the same time, I just found that it was really a struggle, and it really seemed to disrupt my ability to learn German. I would open up my mouth to speak German, and halfway through the sentence, Spanish would come out instead. It has felt like to me that all my foreign languages are lined up in my brain side by side, but I've only been able to shine a spotlight on and really access one of them at a time. Years passed and I felt like my German language skills were getting stronger and stronger and stronger, while my Spanish language skills got weaker and weaker and weaker, until I got to the point where I really couldn't even remember how to say simple phrases that I had learned at the very beginning. How are you? Or what's your name? These are phrases that I had said so many times in Spanish, and yet I just found that I couldn't recall them on cue anymore. It really felt like they were gone. And I was just like, wow, to think that I studied Spanish for so long. Where had it gone? Was it gone? Was it gone forever? So when Stefan and I decided to go to Spain for a short trip back in April, I just assumed that my Spanish language skills would be pitiful. And they were. Definitely oh so pitiful. We got to the car rental place in Barcelona and it took everything I had to stumble out. Tenemos una reservación para un coche. Like really everything that I had to say that. And then when I found myself hanging out with some people who only spoke Spanish or Spanish with just a little bit of English, I could barely retrieve a few Spanish words from my brain. It was really obvious that I was like, wait, I know the word. It was actually kind of funny, a little sad, but also funny when the people that I was hanging out with found out that I had studied Spanish for 10 years in school and spent 6 weeks in Spain. They were like, what? Really? Yes, really. Yep, it's true. 10 years of studying Spanish and I'm struggling through, basic questions and vocabulary. So then when I went to speak Spanish again the next day, I was absolutely pleasantly shocked to find myself able to carry on significantly more decently. It wasn't great by any means, definitely not. But I found that just in that very short period of time, quite a bit of Spanish started kind of trickling back to me. I was suddenly able to say words that I hadn't thought about in years. Really random words too. Just out of the blue, I would remember, for example, the word for butter or the verb to sleep. Nobody had used those words around me, and I had not needed those words or even really tried to access the words in my brain. They were just suddenly there. One moment I didn't know the word for butter. You could have asked me. I had no idea. The next moment, I knew it. It was like just struggling to speak Spanish and I guess hearing Spanish being spoken around me had started to open up that part of my brain again. But yeah, with it also came that mixing of German and Spanish language skills in my brain. And it was like the easiest option became for me speaking either English or speaking this weird haphazard mix of German and Spanish all together. Once again, it became quite tricky for me to keep my now active foreign language skills in my brain separate. My brain just kind of wanted to grab at whatever foreign word it got to quickest and use that in a sentence rather than stick with all German for a whole sentence or all Spanish. It was just really all mixed up. So my question for you is, did you learn a foreign language in school? And if you have learned multiple foreign languages, do you find it easy or difficult to speak multiple foreign languages during the same period of time? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please think about giving a like with the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more Wanted Adventure videos. And a really, really, really big thank you so much to our patrons on Patreon who help make these videos possible. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to check out our Patreon page, you can find a link to that down in the description box below. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Trying to maintain 5 or 6 different foreign languages run right after the other.